Good evening. We are at the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage, where we are having an in-depth discussion on the upcoming play, I Hate Ninjas, directed by Smoke Apple Productions, and its artistic and lead founder, Nipsey Green. So the play opens March 31st here at the Kentucky Center for African American Heritage. But here tonight, we are, what day is it today? March 24th or 27th?
27th.
Monday, March 27th, we're having a discussion around the word nigger, how we pronounce it. It has history to it. It has a lot of pain attached to it, as well as affirmations of love, depending where you're at. So we're just going to go right into that. The play was inspired by a Chris Rock quote, which says, "I love black people, I hate ninjas." Nipsey heard this quote in the comedy special and wrote the play, and here tonight we are having this discussion. So I guess we'll just start with the first question of the night, kind of the frame. To you, what is a nigger?
To me, a nigga is a person who doesn't have any care or need or
I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce you. No, we can't go there. See, that was some nigga shit. That's why we're gonna hear a lot of words tonight. Nigga and shit will be two of the most. We have Ted Gatlin Jr., founder and chief solutions officer of Unlimited Results Experiential Training and Development, as well as the president of the Louisville Urban League Young Professionals. When's your next meeting?
So our next active event is coming up April 11th. We have it's a networking event. Our meetings are every third Tuesday of the month, 6:30 p.m.
Ted has been in the Louisville community for many years now, making a serious impact. You range from St. Louis?
From St. Louis, Missouri. Lived there all my life, grew up there, and then came to Louisville to kind of get a different view of things in a bigger sense.
So he's known niggas in St. Louis and in Louisville, Kentucky. So that should help him have a well-rounded answer. So let's take it back to the first question of the evening. What is a nigga to you?
So to me, a nigga is a person who has really just no care for the future. The person who doesn't think about consequences or ramifications of things that they do, and they kind of sit and do things just because they feel like it, with no thought to who else it might affect.
So I guess you're saying there's not much accountability attached to it.
Yeah, niggerdom to me has no accountability attached to it.
Okay.
And like they don't care. They're the folks that they YOLO
You only live once.
and don't care what happens. Like they not only do they YOLO, but they also don't care who that affects.
You sparked two questions in me. One, how much do you think music and the culture affects that definition of what is a nigga? And two, along with that, is there a hierarchy as fact as acts of niggerdom?
So is there a hierarchy? I think to a point, yeah, because the hierarchy is based on each individual person, right? So it's really based on your level of tolerance for nigga shit, right? So if you can deal with some of it, or because a lot of us, we all got that in us. So your level of tolerance for it really is your own hierarchy of it. That's why if you look at 5 different people and you ask them, all right, is that some nigga shit that they just did? You'll probably get 5 different answers. Right? So it's a personal thing. Now to the first question, does music influence that? And I say yes to a point. Less music itself to me, and more media. You know, I look at music as a medium, a right? So it's something that, it goes through the ear hole, goes to the eye hole, eye gates, and these are the things that influence what you're thinking, how you believe. And when you have music, which people enjoy, and you see the music people enjoy supports that niggerdom, it makes it okay in a person's mind, some people's mind.
In our pre-production, we spoke about some of the songs, Jigga My Nigga, DMX My Niggas, State Property, Just Another Nigga, YG My Nigga, these artists who use the word in an affirming manner.
Yeah.
How then does that affirmation turn so negative?
Well,
Where does their affirm of the word and the media's negative attachment and connotation of the word cause the effects in the community?
Yeah, so basically, the word itself comes from a negative place. Like it's the word in the way that it's been used historically was used as a negative connotation, right? And so that never actually goes away, no matter how much you try to reclaim it, readjust it, affirm, whatever. That negative piece never really goes away. And since it never really goes away, if it's used a lot, it comes back. Just by the sheer volume of use. Now, I've known artists to use it eloquently in their poems or in their music or in whatever they were doing their art. But the fact is, using it excessively makes it feel a lot more vulgar. Because it's a heavy ass word, man. Like it's got so much history built and negative history built in it that you can take some of that, but at some point it just becomes too heavy to handle.
Right. What does it look like? Is it something that's easily recognizable? Caricature?
So, short answer is yes. I think to people who are in tune with the culture, yes. What an actual nigga is recognizable. And actually let me even step off that a little bit. Because a nigga isn't necessarily a person, it's a set of behaviors. So it's like this what we say nigga shit. It's the niggerish behavior. Like that's the nigga stuff. So it's for I think, especially my people, we sometimes put on that nigga hood, that nigga suit. We put on that nigga suit and we go out and do nigga shit. Right?
You post a statement that really makes me want you to create a dichotomy for the people watching at home.
Okay.
He said that it's easily recognizable by some people.
People within the culture.
People within the culture.
Yeah.
So are those same markers that make it recognizable to people within the culture the same markers that make it recognizable to people outside the culture that may target them as being niggas? Or
No, so I'm glad you asked that question because I don't actually believe that people outside the culture can authentically say what a nigga is, right? So, I'm not a physicist. I'm not a guy that works in chemicals or in nuclear fission, right? So I'm not within that culture, right? So if I see something within that space, if I see a nuclear reaction, I can say, yo, that's an amazing reaction. That's why inside the culture we say, man, that's just regular shit, right? Who's more right? The one that's inside the culture, not the one outside the culture.
based on their skill set.
Based on their innate knowledge, because they're in the culture authentically. Now I can say it from where I am, but what I say is going to be my perception from outside, which is going to be flawed and not inauthentic.
Andre 3000 can just say his perception of the situation, his interpretation of the situation. Take it back there. I said no, little something. Okay. So you mentioned the physicist and this nuclear reaction that we would come across as just a mundane effect to them. When it comes to niggers, how do they affect the world around them, from irrespective living within the culture, and how do they affect the perception to the outside world?
And see, once again, I think the effect, okay, so the effect inside the culture to me is personal.
Okay.
Like is by each person's, like I said, we have differing levels of that intolerance to it.
Right.
So it affects people differently, and our experiences differently, but it's within the culture that does it affect. Outside of the culture, the issue comes when you have people outside the culture declaring with their own facts that this is what that is. So they're declaring an inauthentic or false narrative based on what their perception is outside the culture, their flawed perception outside the culture. And the reality is, since there's more people outside the culture than inside the culture, if the outside decides that that's the truth, they don't need to hear anything. They don't want or need to hear anything else. And so it's simply the worst image that's the one that the outside culture determines is, or the most fascinating, the most amazing image.
So the populace decides what a nigger is, the culture, and we are left with bearing that brand.
Well, the
hierarchy.
populace decides what a nigga is to the populace. Like inside the culture, it's whatever it is, whatever we determine to be. For instance, everybody grew up in a black household has a nickname that they get called inside the household, right? That you probably won't want anybody to call you if you outside the house. Somebody call you outside the house, we got a problem. But you ain't supposed to know that, right? It's personal. So inside the culture is one thing, right? So a nigga inside the culture, that's one thing. Outside, it's completely different. And my hope, and the way I live is I don't let them two things mix. You know, my mama called me one thing. You ain't gonna call me that ever. Boy, I say what I say. My mama called me that. My mama called me that nickname. Don't nobody else call me that. Period.
All right.
This guy.
Think about two things for me to wrap up this segment. Do you personally have a problem with hearing the word nigger, this culture? And when was the first time the word nigger you heard used weaponized against you or just in an open space?
So generally, inside the house, so to speak, I don't really have a problem hearing the word. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't set me off. I don't get angry with it. Sometimes I wonder if there maybe was a different word you could have used, but it doesn't bother me, right? Because growing up, that word was a loving word. Like, it was always used by people who I loved and I cared and I respected. And so I use it too. I still, sometimes based on what situation I'm in, who I'm around, it flows more freely just because of the people that I'm with. Now, outside of that, first time that it was used, that I heard it used, weaponized, it was more indirect. Like, I've never had somebody say, Ted, you a nigga, right? But because people, because I'm generally pretty, well spoken, I'm usually in spaces where people I'm able to be around people that most of my folks not able to be in those same spaces. The conversations people think they can be comfortable having around me happen. So I was right in my early 20s. I was in college, and I had transferred to a predominantly white institution.
Which one was
It was called UMSL, it's in St. Louis. I transferred from a historically black institution, Harrisville State University, oldest HBCU west of Mississippi, 1857 with Victoria Harry Beecher Stowe. That's just HBCUs. That's what we do with HBCUs. But anyway, I was trying to just speed up why to get, to finish my degree. And talking to some of the advisors of some of the organizations, they wanted me to like join or whatever. And they didn't say nigger, they didn't say the word nigger to me. But they said, they othered the black students on campus. They said, yeah, those students aren't really like you. They aren't ready to be in this kind of organization because they still are, they're still out, partying and, you know what I mean? I'm like, no, what do you mean?
So the majority had niggers now.
Yeah, so they had decided that these kids already on campus were niggas. And so they can't be in my organization. But you, Ted, you're a little bit older, you're a bit more refined, you have connections. You are different. So you aren't the nigga, they're the nigga. But you calling them nigga and I'm them too. You just think I'm gonna be your nigga. Fuck that. So that was the first time I heard it weaponized against my people. And in that same space, in my mind against me.
And that's a narrative probably in a lot of predominantly white colleges where young black students are making headway and trying to find themselves.
I tell you, and I'll tell you a quick story about what I did from that, if you don't mind. I decided in that moment that I was going to use the organizing that I learned on my black campus to bring it to this campus. And I started a brand new organization called BLOC, the Black Leadership Organizing Council. And I brought all the black student organizations together so that we could all be under one heading. And we voted as a block on student government. We moved as a block on campus. We had our own elections at the same time that they were having their general elections. And so it became a strong black voice, a voice that had really gone silent for years. And they're still going, they're still together now. So I feel real good about that.
Seems like a remedy that could reverse some of the negative effects of niggerdom in our very community, the Black Leadership Organizing Council.
Man, I think so, but the thing that did it was that I wasn't judging them. I wasn't saying they weren't able. Like, these are the same folks that these white ones that didn't want in their group. I said, you're interested, you need to be a part. I don't care about what level of niggerdom you ride with, it doesn't matter to me. Right? You're important, you're my people, let's make this move. And that's kind of what